the only legendary vocalist guitarist, MAXXX Cavalera, live on the phone. Max, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Good to be talking to you guys.
Thank you for calling in. You've called in Rebel Radio. I lost track. In the 90s, 2000s, a couple of years ago, you played Chicago from House of Blues to WC Social Club to the Brower House. Well, a lot of great places. You mix it up. I like how you mix it up. You go to Forge and Joliet. You don't just play the same place every time. And you're coming back to the House of Blues in Chicago this Wednesday night. Cavalera. It is called the Third World Trilogy Tour. And how did that name come about, Max?
Yeah, so that's that name is actually about the three records that we re-recorded. Bastard Devastation, Morbid Vision, Schizophrenia. Those records make the trilogy of the first three early recordings that we weren't really happy with the sound, and we have revitalized those songs and make them like sound more badass in general, more modern, more bigger sounding, bigger guitar. You can actually hear the riffs. And now we're touring for that, and it's great to play. I think to make the audience aware of this era that happened in music, the extreme music era of the 80s. This started in 1983, and Schizophrenia is from 1987. So I call it nostalgic brutality because it's like going back in time with these brutal riffs, and it's just fun every night, man. People are gonna go there, they're gonna have fun, they're gonna enjoy, they're gonna hear a lot of death thrash songs, full of energy, full of aggression. It's going to be a blast.
Awesome, Max. You never rest at all. You put out you put an album out, you come out, put out another album out next year, then you do another project. What's your secret? Just keep going and going?
Yeah, don't spend too much time thinking too much about it. I actually just jump from one thing to the other. I think that's the best way to put it in. I think it's cool. One of the things that to me, they're more thrilling about my life is the fact that I get to have my feet on both sides of the spectrum. I get to do old stuff with Cavalera, playing these old songs and reborn these records from the 80s. And I get to do new stuff with Soulfly, with Go Ahead and Die. So I have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, and that's what makes it great. I never get bored. I'm going towards the future, but without forgetting my past, without forgetting where I come from. So that's very important because without those records, I wouldn't be here talking to you. And it's good to celebrate them with the fans. And I love being busy. I don't like too much time off. The road is my home. I'm more at home in the road than I do at home. So I'm a road dog, as they call it. My life is on the road, and I love it, man. I love playing metal. I love bringing the happiness that this metal brings to the fans is amazing, and I feed on that.
That's awesome. And you have to thank Gloria, too, for setting up interviews with, like, Rebel Radio and, helping all your travel and everything, right? She definitely does a lot of work, right?
Oh, yeah. Amazing. A lot of the stuff that she does gets, I think a lot of the fans don't see it because they don't see the insides of it, what goes behind the curtains. But she's responsible for all the touring, arrangement of the traveling.
It's a lot of work.
She takes care of everything. And then she does cool stuff like setting up cool interviews with you guys and stuff. She cares. She cares for metal. She cares for the fans, and she takes really good care of all of us on the road. She's like we call her the mother of metal here.
Cool.
Camp, and it's cool, man. It's cool having her around, and she helps a lot. And this is such a cool family vibe we got going. Because I get to play with my brother Igor, but I also play with my son Igor Amadeus on bass, and we have Richie selling shirts. We're like a full-on organic metal family. not fabricated in some LA studio. We are born metal, breed, with the blood and the sweat and the tears in the family in metal, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. It's amazing.
We got MAXXX Cavalera live on the phone line right now. He's coming to House of Blues this Wednesday, and you got Dead Heat, and there's another band too. What's the other band? I don't have it in front of me. We got That's right. Yep. Awesome. Now, the show is this Wednesday, and your first time at House of Blues in a while, right? In Chicago, at least. You're playing, I said, The Forge a lot, WC Social Club. I see you there. I see you everywhere. So I pretty much see every show of yours in Chicago. So we will definitely be excited this Wednesday.
I love Chicago. I love the town. I love the vibe. I just got done watching The Bear, which takes place in Chicago as well.
And I watched that too.
I just love the vibe, man. The whole city is killer, and it's going to be awesome to be at the House of Blues. Like you say, we were at the Forge a lot and other places, but
WC Social Club.
It's going to be massive in the House of Blues.
Yes.
In Chicago, people are not going to be disappointed. If you love metal, you got to come see this thing, because I don't know how long we're going to do this. This is a special show. It's a special opportunity to hear these old school songs, deep cuts. So, if you love your metal, come check this out. You will not be disappointed.
Now, Max, I know you, usually my favorite part of the show is your songs, of course, but I play drums. I love when you guys do the tribal thing. You're playing drums. Igor's playing drums. You got some guests playing drums, like what do you call it? Like a tribal, drum circle?
Tribal jam, drum jam. That's kind of like what we call it. We started doing that back in the Chaos AD. That's like the album that gave birth to that idea. So yeah, it's cool, man. I love the feeling that creates like a tribal unity feeling between us and the other musicians, and it fits up to the crowd as well,
Now, Max, you're playing guitar. You're doing vocals. Do you like playing? You like singing you like mix it up, right? You don't like doing the same thing over and over. So, what would you rather do? Would you rather be singing lead vocals or playing guitar and singing?
Well, I like live. I like doing both, but if I'm at home and I like just jamming guitar. I love writing riffs. That's my thing. That is my favorite thing, is writing riffs.
Cool.
I'll sit with my guitar for hours and hours and either play cover songs, find out what the people made the riffs. I'm very, very interested in different tunings and different ways to play the guitar, the way the riffs work. I'm in awe of the riff world. Like I call it riff vortex. The riff vortex is a magical thing, man. It's awesome, and I love playing guitar, but playing live, when you get the power of the songs and you sing with the crowd, like stuff like, these songs are real deep cuts. They're trash songs. They're from the 80s. We got Morbid Vision, Strips of Doom, To the Wall, and even a new one called Nightmares of Delirium. It's a new song we made just for Schizophrenia re-release.
Cool. We're playing that coming up.
When you play with the crowd and you're singing, it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
So you got the Cavalera tour right now. What's next after this tour, Max?
More touring, brother.
More touring. That's awesome. You don't stop. That's awesome. I mean, some bands take years off. They put an album out, and another album comes out 5, 6, 7 years later, 10 years later. You don't stop. That's awesome.
I'll rest when I die. Let's keep this train going.
What currently bands are you in? Of course, Soulfly, Cavalera. What's the difference between Cavalera Conspiracy and Cavalera for listeners out here?
Well, Cavalera Conspiracy was more of was kind of a side project with our own songs that we wrote, and every record is really different. I love all of them, by the way. I thought the last one was fantastic, the Psychosis. But Cavalera is more us making the re-recordings of older Sepultura stuff.
Cool.
Morbid Vision, Special Devastation, Schizophrenia, and playing them live as well. So we already did the Roots tour. We did Beneath the Remains, Arise. You know, right now we're on the Third World Trilogy.
Awesome.
And I got Soulfly too. I got a new Soulfly album coming out this year, so I don't stop, brother.
2025, new Soulfly.
Battle's got to keep going.
Max, can you give us the title of the album, or is that still top secret?
That's still top secret.
Top secret.
Sorry, brother.
No problem.
It's coming. It's coming.
Gotta check, right?
Really cool. It's a really cool record. Very heavy, very groovy, tribal as hell.
Cool.
Very tribal.
Love it.
One of the most tribal Soulfly records. People gonna love it, man.
This Wednesday, House of Blues in Chicago. First time back at House of Blues for you and Igor in a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, it's cool. I love that. I love the fact that, like I say, I'm a big fan of the city. I love Chicago. We got a lot of friends there. Of course, you're my rivals when it comes to football. I'm a Lions. I'm a Detroit Lions.
Oh, Detroit Lions. Okay, wow. We just stole your.
I respect you guys. I respect Chicago. I think you guys are going to be good. You got that really good quarterback, you know. And,
yes.
But I love the vibe of the city, man. And yeah, House of Blues, we're gonna set it on fire.
Awesome.
It's gonna be an intense night. They're not gonna forget. That's the thing about this tour, man. Like, there's a special thing going on with this tour. We play already LA, we play San Diego, and we play Seattle last night. And there's this magic around the show that it has not happened in many years. And it's a combination of young kids that never saw this before. They're seeing for the first time, with older guys that grow up with this music. They're more in the background, you know. They didn't go on the pit, you know. They're too old for that. But you know, they're loving it. They're watching it. They know these songs. These songs are imprinted in their DNA because all these years that these songs are being around. So there's a cool and it's killer. The whole package is awesome. That Heat is amazing. They're a real trashy band from California.
Cool.
Necro is death metal from Oakland, and then we got the Cavalera bringing the heat.
Awesome. Now, there's 3 bands this coming Wednesday. House of Blues tickets are available. Keep it locked in for details on Rebel Radio. Max, thank you so much for calling in. What do you want to say to your fans here in Chicago and the world before you're going to hand off the phone to Igor coming up, right?
Yeah, Igor is going to come talk to you right now. I want to just thank everybody for the support. Chicago's been amazing, and so happy to be back at the House of Blues. It's going to be an amazing show. And I love you guys, man. I love Chicago, and I cannot wait to see you. Enjoy the metal. Support metal. Support the undergrounds, and, you know, live for metal. And Igor is next.
Now, Max, real quick, you said you're a Detroit Lions fan. How did that come about?
I just needed a team, and I was living in Phoenix, and I like the Cardinals, but I want to have my own team, so I picked the most underdog team ever, so it was the Lions.
Now, Detroit, we stole their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. You guys mad at us for that? You're not mad at us for that, are you? He's a good offensive coordinator.
Nice talking to you, man.
You too. All right, we'll see you soon, Max. It's Rebel Radio. Scott Davidson. MAXXX Cavalera right there. Igor is next.
All right.
It's Rebel Radio. AM 1500, FM 92.5, streaming at rebelradio.com. Now we're talking to drummer, brother of Max, Igor Cavalera. Igor. Hello, Igor. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great. I'm a fellow drummer, so I've never not gotten along with another drummer, so that's pretty cool. And one time at the House of Blues, you came up to me, you go, "You're going to play drum with us?" I go, "Yeah, the tribal thing." He goes, "You better be good." I go, "Man, I've been playing for like 25 years. you put it on me, but what a great time. I've done that with you guys a few times and always had a blast. The tribal, I call it the drum circle. What do you call it, Igor?
I don't know, man. You know, it's hard to put in words because the style of drumming that I try to incorporate, it's very ancestral. I think it doesn't come only from me; it comes from my past. So it's I find difficult sometimes to put in words how I approach drumming. Drumming for me is something very sacred.
Very cool. Now, at what age did you and Max start jamming? You started playing drums first and Max playing guitar first? How'd that work out?
No, I started drumming first. I started drumming when I was about 6 or 7.
Wow.
Way before I even thought about being in a band or anything like that. I just loved drumming just as an instrument. And then many years later, me and Max, we started talking about making music together. And then because I was already drumming for a while, he ended up picking up the guitar. So that was like the natural choice, But it was like, for us, it was something that we started very early, very, very early. So like by the time I was 14, I was already doing Bastille Devastation.
Now, Igor, I go way back with you guys. You guys played the first time in Chicago. I believe it was the Exit in Chicago. Is that correct?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think so, because I have very early memories. So, yeah.
So thank you so much for all the great music, the great drumming. And one question I have for the Cavalera show coming up Wednesday, are you playing the exact same thing you played back in the day, or are you changing things a little bit, or do you have to go and find out?
It's a combination. There's a little thing that we threw a little twist, especially playing live. Some nights the song becomes faster than the usual.
Okay.
Because of the energy.
Yeah.
And then doing that, they already become a bit more different than what we originally did, or even the recording. So every night it becomes a bit of a surprise, So it's never the same,
Never the same. I like that.
Every single night we try to approach with a different way of dealing with the energy,
Very cool. Now, how do you guys put this together to set list? Is it the albums right in a row, or do you mix it up? How does the show work Wednesday?
Well, this one, we did a bit of a mixing thing, which we start with Schizophrenia, and then halfway through we throw Bastille Devastation and Morbid Visions, and then we go back to Schizophrenia. So it's
very
a bit
cool.
More of a different, because we are showing those 3 records. We wanted to keep it a bit more interesting, so it's not like the 3 records in a row. So it's a bit of a mix and match in that sense of the set list.
Awesome. It's Rebel Radio. Scott Davidson talking to drummer Igor Cavalera, getting ready to come to the House of Blues this coming Wednesday. Neckrot and Dead Heat are on the bill as well. A heavy tour. You guys always put together killer bands around you guys too, which is very cool. I also went to the Roots. I think it was at the Porter's Theater in Chicago. You guys did, and did Roots from start to finish. Very cool. You guys are paying homage to these classic songs that you guys help write.
Yeah. It's I believe it's always cool to have a killer package. Like it makes more interesting for the people who go see it, and also it push ourselves to play harder. Like having this, bands that we like playing before us, Necrot and that either really, really strong bands, very powerful. So it kind of like kick our butt a little bit. So by the time we hit on stage, we have to be 100% on it. And we love the challenge.
Cool. It's Rebel Radio, AM 1500, FM 92.5, streaming all over the world at rebelradio.com. Igor, you're playing with Cavalera Conspiracy. Any other bands that we need to know about that you're playing drums for?
Yeah, I do a lot of solo stuff as well. I do a lot of experimental music as Igor Cavalera. So yeah, it's a good combination. I like to keep things interesting. Like doing different projects and involving myself with very creative people. Collaborating. I have a split coming out with Shane from Napalm Death.
Oh, cool.
Both of us doing like dark ambient noise kind of thing. So yeah, it's cool to mix it up a bit.
Now, how do our listeners find these songs? They're not like that one's not out yet. The one with Napalm Death, Shane. But what?
Yeah. I mean, usually on my Instagram, I post all the links and things to it. So
cool.
I guess this the easiest channel to at this moment to follow things, So the IGOR Cavalera Instagram has a lot of that stuff that people can check out.
I'm already following you on Instagram, but everyone else out there, check it out. IGOR Cavalera and Instagram. Check that out. You'll see the songs there first, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, it's all there.
Awesome. How do you approach a song, writing the drums to the song? When you guys put out are you writing together, or do you hear the riffs first? How does that work for when you write? Oh, it's all different,
there's
right?
not one combination of things that we do, which sometimes Max would come up with a riff. Sometimes I come up with a beat, and then he needs to write the riff on top of the drum beat.
Cool.
So there's not like a fixed rule to how we write, but usually we like writing things together in a room.
Same room. That's cool.
Keeping the same vibe that we always did as kids. So even though we might write some stuff beforehand, but the arrangement and things like that usually is like face to face, like looking at each other in the eye and just feeling the vibe, and that's how the songs end up taking shape.
Is it usually just you two, or is there another? Is there a bass player there and another guitar player, or how's that work? Does it depend?
Well, sometimes it's just me and Max. Sometimes the other guys are around, So, but the core of it's me and Max just like going back and forth and throwing ideas.
Do you ever throw Max ideas on guitar, whether you play it or hum it or just play drums?
No, I'm not I'm a very bad guitar player, and I usually Max also is a very percussive guy. So
cool.
When I do like drum beats, he already understands what I'm trying to do as far as a riff for it. So we have a very good communication like that. So I don't need to pick up the guitar to show him anything.
Awesome. So Igor, what's your current drum set right now? What brand do you play? Play Tama? Do you play
I play Yamaha.
Yamaha.
I've been with the Yamaha for quite a few years.
Yamaha, okay.
It's amazing. They're like one of my favorite companies. I played Yamaha through many years, like albums like Beneath the Remains, Arise. I record with Yamaha kids,
cool.
Even though I was like sponsored by a different brand. But in the studio, I like them, like how they sound. And yeah, they're great. They also have a very cool roster of, drummers that I love that also play Yamaha, like, Tardy from Obituary,
yep.
Mike Bording from Fate No More, like all these cool people. So it's cool. They're great drums.
So Igor, that's a great compliment there. You say I'm endorsed by another company, but I'm playing Yamaha in the studio. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a bit of a kind of like a thing I did on the side, because I just love how they sounded. And yeah, and it, like once I signed with them, I could tell the secret,
Now, how about cymbals? Do you use Zildjian, Sabian, Paiste?
Yeah, Zildjian has been with me since day one. Since
Me too.
I really started, and yeah, they're the best, man. Like they make the craziest sounding cymbals out there. Then they're not like it's not by accident that they're such a strong company.
Yeah,
their stuff it's insane quality and also very durable for drummers who hit hard like me. So I love it.
How about your drumsticks? Do you use which ones do you use for drumsticks?
I use Vic first, and I use 2Bs.
2Bs.
Like heavy sticks, and I like them a little more chunky on the road, So it's amazing to count on those, companies who are very, very special, and yeah, it's a privilege.
Say someone's coming to the show, House of Blues, this Wednesday, and they want to buy some like IGOR Cavalera drumsticks. Are they for sale at the merch booth?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do that, because so many people ask me
Yeah.
for drumsticks, and I can't really like throw too much out like after I play, so I save a few every night for the merch booth for like.
So played sticks.
People more like drum oriented can get into it,
How about drum? I'm seeing a lot of bands have drum heads signed by the band. You got any drum heads that they could buy too as well?
Yeah, usually I draw them myself. I do like a drawing and
cool
and signed. That's something that I find special. Like to be honest with you, if I went to see one of my favorite drummers, I would love to be able to buy a drum head signed by them. Like Bill Ward or
yes,
like one of my heroes. So I don't see why not.
That's cool. It's Rebel Radio. Scott Davidson talking to Igor Cavalera. He's coming to play drums with Cavalera for the Third World Trilogy Tour this Wednesday night, House of Blues in Chicago. And Igor, I was talking to Max. You guys haven't been to House of Blues for a while, so it's gonna be very cool to come back to House of Blues.
It's been a minute, man. So
yes.
I'm really looking forward. Chicago always been such a killer place for us, since back in the day. So I'm very excited to be back, man.
The biggest show I've seen, Sepultura, or it was at the World Theater. Now it's called something different. It changes names every couple of years. Credit one pavilion, but it was outdoors. I think with Pantera. Remember that tour?
Probably, yeah. Probably that was the biggest thing.
That was awesome.
Huge tour at that time.
Yeah, Pantera, maybe Ministry. I can't remember the whole package. I'm not sure.
We did both tours. We did
yes.
Pantera, but they were separated.
Okay,
we also
that's
played
right.
With Ministry in Chicago.
You and MAXXX both have great memories. You played all over the world, and you remember each club and each venue and people. That's very cool to see, because it's hard to remember when you're...
Well...
Sometimes.
Not every, but I have to say we're a bit sharp, remember certain things. But there's also times where I've been to a club and I have no recollection, and people say, like, yeah, you played here before. So I don't take the credit of remembering everything sometimes.
You can't remember it all.
Yeah.
Awesome. Igor, is there any question I haven't asked yet that I should have asked for this interview?
No, man. I think we're good. I think you had some really solid questions, and I think I'm looking forward, man, to hang out and play some metal.
Definitely sounds good. This Wednesday, do not miss this show. Cavalera. This is a one time only tour, right? For this particular album.
Yeah.
This is special.
For this playing this deep cuts, all the first 3 records. Whoever missed that, they're gonna kick themselves.
They're gonna kick themselves in the ass the next day. So be there this Wednesday. This Wednesday, do not miss this show. Igor, thank you so much for calling Rebel Radio. Tell Max and Gloria I said thank you as well.
I will, brother.
Have you ever been a DJ on the radio before, Igor?
No.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Can you introduce this next song for us? We're going to play the song Escape to the Void. We're going to do the second song is called Nightmares. What's the second song? We got Nightmares here of... I got to line up pretty well. Right? Yes, Nightmares of Delirium, second. But I want you to be the Rebel Radio DJ and announce the first song we're going to play right now for you. This is what Max and I were talking about playing, Escape to the Void. And this is a video of it right now. You be the DJ, announce it. We'll hope to see you there Wednesday. Thank you so much for calling, and good luck on tour, okay, buddy?
All right, brother. So everyone here online or everywhere you are, you check out Escape to the Void with Cavalera, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Right here on Rebel Radio. Thanks, Igor. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Great job, Igor. Still live on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching this interview with Max and Igor Cavalera. Here they are right here on Rebel Radio. Cavalera this Wednesday, House of Blues in Chicago. Do not miss this special show. I'm Scott Davidson. Once the vocals kick in, Facebook will take down my video, so I gotta turn the volume down for a minute. Thank you so much for watching. We got an interview with Dick Manitoba coming up at 4 o'clock today here on Rebel Radio. I'm giving away tickets for Randy Blythe this Saturday, March 1st at the Forge in Joliet. It's like a spoken word Q&A about his book and stuff. Come on out for that. And keep it locked in. We're going to play some new music today from Black Label Society. Our good friends Disturbed. We're good friends with Black Label Society too. Disturbed, Black Label Society, and more. Thank you so much for watching this interview on Facebook. We're still watching Cavalera here. And once they hear the lyrics, they take, there's publishing problems, not with the band, but Facebook. All right, we're doing a double dose. To hear this double dose, switch over to rebelradio.com. Rebelradio.com right now, or AM 1500 FM 92.5. Have a great Thursday. Later. Thanks for watching this video on Rebel Radio. I'm Scott Davidson. I've interviewed Max many times, Igor as well, and I announced Sepultura at the first show ever in Chicago. First one, the old exit on Wells. And then I announced Soulfly, Sepultura, Cavalera Conspiracy. Thanks to these two guys for bringing us great music. Thanks for watching this video. Double dose right now of Cavalera on Rebel Radio. Later.